Cobb steals information from his targets by entering their dreams. He is wanted for his alleged role in his wife's murder, and his only chance at redemption is to perform a nearly impossible task. Welcome back. Today's film is a science fiction of 2010, Inception. Cobb is lying on the seashore. He is getting conscious while a guard there saw him and bring him inside to his boss. They both sat together, and the man in front asked him about his motive is to kill him, as he knew about his stuff he had with him was used to manipulate in dreams of others, and Cobb starts to think about himself. Cobbs and Arthur together convincing Sato that they could help him to know about others' secrets through dreams. As it becomes interesting, Sato realizes that he is also in a dream, and they together are using him to gather the information, and so he leaves the room. Cobbs and Arthur also got to know that he knows about our plans. Suddenly Mal, Cobb's late wife, arrives there. Cobbs try to lock her up by tricks so that she doesn't spoils the plan. Cobb then goes quietly to the room where the locker is while he switched the documents. Sato and Mal arrives. They're also bringing Arthur with them and threatens him to kill them if he doesn't stop. Then Arthur is shot, and he wakes up from the dreams. Nash there was looking after everyone in the sleep. As soon Arthur wakes up, he says to wake Cobbs up as the dream is breaking, and so he does the same. Then they wake Sato too and ask him that some documents were still missing. Sato tells him that they failed to get that. Why should I tell? But then Cobbs tell our client never want us to fail, so we never fail in our task. Sato realizes that they are genius. It's still a dream. It was a dream in a dream. As they gather all the information, Cobbs, Arthur, and Nash wakes up together in the trains and escape so that Sato could catch them. As Sato wakes up, he knows that he got manipulated easily, and so he gave a smile. Later that night, Cobbs was sitting alone thinking about his wife. His children called him to know about his health. Then Arthur arrives and tells that what happened in the dream, you can't control your late wife. She is ruining our missions. In the morning, they were about to leave and came to the roof. But there they saw a helicopter in which Sato was sitting and told them that Nash came to me to tell about your hideout in exchange of money. He also told them that he was the one to hire them. He had a bigger mission for them. Sato tells them if they steal from a dream, can they add something in others' dreams? Listening that Cobbs thinks it's a joke. But Sato tells that he will use his power to remove charges from his past so that he could go back and meet his children, and so he agrees to his offer. Sato tells that they're a businessman, Fisher. He is the son of a great businessman, and when his father dies, all the empire will be his, and you need to add in his thought that he has to destroy the empire his father made. Cobbs later fly to Paris to find an architect so that they could make a dream for the mission. There he meets his father, who was a professor, and he had taught him how to dreams, and his father got him another person for the task, Ariadne. Cobbs then tricking her, bring in the dreams and teach her that how to works with such dreams. But Mal once again enters and try to kill her. Mal got scared when she woke up as it was something beyond reality, so she agreed to work with them. Cobbs told Ariadne to make a dream which is all new, not the same places she had visited, and he will not make the dream as every time Mal attack him. Cobbs then goes to collect his team so that he could plan the mission. Eames was a friend of him. He wanted to take him with him on the task. Eames accepted his offer, but told it would be very difficult as he had tried it but had failed. Eames told him that there are people here to kill, you should run, and we need another chemist who can help us do the mission, Yusuf, and then Cobbs start running away as he was being chased. Suddenly a car stopped and Sato was there to rescue him. As he said, I am here to keep the check on my investment. So they went to meet Yusuf and told him the plan and wanted him to make a medicine while in the dream, as they wanted to go 3 times in the dreams to fulfill the task.
Ariadne came to the place and met Arthur, and they together start to make the dream design, which will help them to go in many dreams inside a dream.
Cobbs, after returning with other team's members, and started to make the plan to get the task completed. Ariadne also wanted to go with them as she saw Cobbs can't handle her late wife memories. She will sabotage the mission. They had the plan: when the Fisher father will die, they will send him to the dream and put the idea into his brain. And then the day came his father died and he was traveling from the plane, and they had to send him in the dream at that moment. So everyone took the seats around him and Sato went with them to look what they are doing. Even he bought the plane from which they all were going to travel so no one disturbs them. While traveling in the plane, they mixed sleeping medicine and Fisher drinks, and so he slept, and together they all went inside the dream. As they all entered, they split into 2 teams and kidnapped Fisher in taxi and took him with them, but suddenly a train came in front of them on the road, and some guards came with heavy arms to defend Fisher from being kidnapped. Anyhow, they tricked everyone and went to a safe place. Everyone was confused what just happened. Then they saw Sato being shot in blood, so they thought to kill him so that he could wake up. But Yusuf stopped them as the medicine they had taken could send them to coma. If they died, they will be stuck in the dream reality forever, and only Cobb is the one who had gotten out of it. Arthur told that Fisher had some guard in this reality, as he has some instinct for save himself from us. Then they went to go and torture Fisher so that they could trick him. They started to ask him some question about a locker that his father has, and what is the code. Eames was an expert of disguise son. He turned himself into the lawyer and family member of Fisher, and so they brought him in front of him to make him believe about the locker. The lawyer in disguise told that your father told me that you know the code. The locker had a will in which it is written that you will give all the money to poor. Fisher was confused what will happen to him. Cobb was talking to Ariadne about what happened. Why did the train came? She told him your memories of your wife is making you go mad. Why? So he told the truth that when his wife was alive they both went into a dream where they lived for 50 years and made their own world and reality. And after returning, Mal was out of reality. She thought that this world is not true, and so she killed herself and made me the culprit. Ariadne, after listening to the whole story, and she told Cobb that you should forgive yourself in the dream, and only then you could be released from this situation, but it was too much burden for Cobb as he thought because of him Mal died. The time was running and Sato was dying, so they went for phase 2, and they all sat in the van and Yusuf drove the car and was in charge to keep them alive, and they all went into another dream. There was heavy firing on the van and everyone had gone into the dream. Their Fisher was sitting in the bar of a hotel with Eames in disguise of a girl. Cobbs arrives there and tell that they both know each other, and as the girl leaves he tell that she had taken the wallet of she was a thief. Fisher was surprised. Cobbs told that he had come to save him, he will get the wallet for him. Eames then went into the elevators and gave the purse to Sato to throw it away, and do as the plan is decided. Arthur and Ariadne were sitting in the lobby waiting for the right time. Cobbs made Fisher believe that they both were totally in a dream, and he was kidnapped, and he is here to save them. They both went into the hotel room and Arthur was already there. They had already set bombs in the room so that they could wake up when needed. Then Eames disguised as the lawyer Browning so that they can make him the culprit. As the lawyer entered the room, Cobb made Fisher believe that he was also kidnapped with you, and he was the one when wanted the codes to the locker. Eames in disguise also confirmed it as saying that it was him that did that as he wanted the code to destroy the will and stop Fisher to do what his father wanted, and Fisher started to believe it is all truth. Yusuf driving the car was so much entangled with the guards there was too much heavy firing for him to handle, and so the dream they were dreaming had so much jerks. Cobb told Fisher that he suggests that they go into Browning dreams and find the truth about his father. As they entered the dream, Arthur stayed behind to protect them and to wake them up when needed, but the building was too much upside down as Yusuf was stuck on the upside-down bridge. As they entered into the third dream, it was all snowing, and there was a hospital in which Fisher's father was a patient and Fisher had to go inside and meet his father. They again split into two teams and went inside. Yusuf was in too much trouble, so he triggered the music which he had to give them when the time was shot to wake them up together. So they all started to work quickly. Fisher, while went in, was guarded by Eames. But then suddenly Mal arrived there. Cobb from a distance, while seeing through the sniper, didn't shot her, and she shot Fisher first, which killed him. Then Cobbs also shot Mal, but it was too late. Fisher was gone into the coma, and everyone lost their hope to convince him, as he will never wake up. But then Ariadne told them that we can kill ourselves and go behind him, and Cobb had come out of it before so he could help us get out again. And so they did as she said and went into the dream. Yusuf was falling down the bridge, but in slow motion, and Arthur was battling to the guards to protect his friend, and then Eames stayed at the hospital to guard them while they went in to save Fisher from Mal. While Cobb and Ariadne went inside, they were in the world Mal and Cobb had created before. As they founded Mal, Cobb made a deal with her that she will stay with her, but she had to tell where Fisher is kept. Cobb told Mal the truth that he wanted them to leave the world they had created, so that why he put an idea into Mal that she has to die to go into real world. And when they woke up from the dream, she was stuck with that idea, which caused her death in the real world. And so Cobb tried to convince Mal to tell where Fisher is, and he promised to stay with her, and then she told him where Cobb is kept. Eames and Sato with all strength fought with the guards and waiting for Cobb to bring back Fisher from Mal place. Ariadne finally got Fisher and killed him there so he could return, but she also shot on Mal so that Cobb could be freed. But he stopped her and said her to leave. He will stay here with her. Fisher was awake in the hospital, and Eames told him to go and meet his father and know the truth. Everyone was doing best that they could do. Fisher then went inside to meet his father, And as they had planned, he opened the locker and got the will. And as he saw everything how it has happened, the idea they all wanted him to have in his brain had gone perfectly, and he then decided to destroy his father empire. Then the signal came from Yusuf for everyone to get back, and so Arthur sends signal to others as well. And the van fall down inside the river. Arthur blasted the room and Eames blasted the hospital, and everyone came back to the first dream while Cobb stayed in his world for a task left. Everyone was underwater and trying to get on top as planned, but Arthur saw Cobb not waking up, so Ariadne told him Cobb went to find Sato as he had died in the hospital while saving others. It was the old man he met in the beginning of the film. Cobb told him that it's all a dream, and you can be young all again, you just need to kill yourself. And after listening, Sato remembered everything and did what he was told. And then Cobb also came out of the dream. Everyone looked at each other and smiled, while Sato woke up and saw that Cobb saved me, and he quickly took out his phone and made a call to remove all the charges that were on Cobb to get removed so that he could go back home to his children. As they landed, Cobb went to security check, and there he was cleared and welcomed to his home. As he reached outside, his father was already waiting for him, and he took him home, and he got to meet his children finally. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel.